Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise today to call the attention of my colleagues to Patriot Week in Trenton, New Jersey. On December 26th, in 1776, Colonial soldiers under the command of General George Washington crossed the Delaware River and engaged in the first Battle of Trenton. As Thomas Paine wrote, this happened during times that tried men's souls. The summer soldier and the sunshine patriot will in this crisis shrink from the service of his country. But he that stands it now deserves the love and thanks of man and woman. Tyranny, like hell, is not easily conquered. Yet we have this consolation with us, that the harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph. On this historic day, more than 2 centuries ago, over 2,400 patriots proved that they were not summer soldiers, battling their way through a winter sleet storm, strong winds, and the ice-strewn Delaware River. Against all odds, Washington and his soldiers completed the crossing, marched silently to Trenton on Christmas night with cannon, and arrived taking the Hessian garrison by surprise. This engagement, followed by the pivotal Battle of Princeton, has been called the beginning of the winning. The crossing of the Delaware is a story that must be told again and again so all generations will know this feat and the new life it gave to the American Revolution. On December 26th through the 31st of this year, again this year, the Trenton Downtown Association will celebrate the 131st anniversary of this history-changing event through Patriot Week, the largest Revolutionary War festival in America. Patriot Week in the Trenton area will include over 50 events, including the reenactment of Washington's crossing of the Delaware, puppet shows and other children's activities, and tours by bus and on foot, and lectures and panel discussions. These events will help pass down this great and important story to our children and to adults, the story of the War of Independence. And I'm sure these events will be both informative and entertaining, as they have been in previous years, and I look forward to attending some of these events myself. I'm proud that in my central New Jersey district, we honor the sacrifices that were made to found this great nation through events like Patriot Week and through the Crossroads of the American Revolution, which commemorates in 14 counties in New Jersey where the War of Independence took place. However, our battles against Britain for a free and democratic nation took place in over 19 states and over 2 wars. And each of these states has its own unique story about its role in the American Revolution and the War of 1812. Many states, however, have not taken sufficient steps to preserve the sites of those battles. Out of the 825 significant battlefields and associated sites of the American Revolution and the War of 1812, more than 100 of these battlefields have been lost. About 250 are in fragmented or poor condition, and another 220 are in danger of being destroyed within the next few years. Therefore, some of us have sponsored here in the House of Representatives the Revolutionary War and the War of 1812 Battlefield Protection Act, H.R. 160, and the Revolutionary War and War of 1812 Commemorative Coin Act, H.R. 158. H.R. 160 would create a national program for the preservation of historic battlefields. It would allow officials of the American Battlefield Protection Program to collaborate with state and local governments and nonprofit organizations to preserve and protect the most endangered historical sites and to provide up to 50% of the cost of purchasing battlefield land threatened by sprawl and commercial development. H.R. 158 would provide the necessary funding for these purchases by authorizing the creation and issuance of commemorative coins for these 2 wars. History is best understood by those who have the opportunity to touch it, experience it, and live it. On December 26th through the 31st, over 4,000 people will be reliving the history of the Battle of Trenton at Patriot Week. It's my hope that Congress will pass H.R. 160 and H.R. 158 to allow other states the privilege of preserving their historic battlefields, where their citizens and all citizens can experience the history of the founding of our great nation. I yield back the balance of my time.